Hey everybody, it's Jeremy, and welcome back to Lucid's Tournament Game 7, where we are playing Helheim. It is turn 42. Let's jump into things. Big turn for us. See how they go. So, we've got a couple of reanimations. No big deal. We've got some site searching, didn't find anything. A proclamation from Hinam. A scout has been nominated as the prophet. Cool. We got a bunch of attacks. So, let's see how things go. We attack in Pustinia. Alright, so this is our squad of Long Dead, and the two squads of Bernard's Brave Men and Tempestus and his sylphs. So, we're up against not very many here. The Spire Horns go up. And I think they actually come down on the Sylphs, which is kind of funny, right? And the Sylphs are a much better scenario. I guess Spirehorn does decently well since they have magic attacks, but the Sylphs have glamour, right? They do a good job. Very good. Okay, so we win in Pustinia. We lose one Long Dead. Very nice. There is an attack on Felicia. Okay, simple, easy peasy. Oh yeah, we need to change a couple of our scripts. We've got some blessings out. Hell hurtings. Boom, done. Easy peasy. Then we get attacked in Felicia. We have a little bit of a bump with Tirnanog, unfortunate, versus a Baobanshi. We've got, has a Storm Spool, has some air gems. So, we're going to have to contend with an air elemental. Air elemental comes out. Fortunately, here's the thing. The air elemental is up against... Oh, no, this guy hasn't been blessed, actually. So he kills that hell hurting pretty quick. But we also kill the shit out of the Banshee very quickly. So, had that hell hurting gone on the Van here, he has, you know, shock resistance 10, so we probably would have been fine. But anyways, a little bit of a bump there. Oops, my bad. We have a battle in Gwyrith. And up against just a small amount of PD. Do the blessing scenario. Send out the hell hurtings. And whop whop. Kinda got in front of the hell hurtings there for a second. Would have been bad. But we have victory. No losses, nice. In Swande, similar scenario. Bunch of barbarians this time, though. So, barbs can, if they don't break quickly, right, they only need a hit or two to be able to kill a hell hurting, so they're quite dangerous. We lost no one, though. Whew. Gush, 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 gush. Then we have the important stuff, right? We've got a battle in Saramatia where we are pinged. Storms immediately up, and we're up against the Suffering the Grey One, who has just a shit ton of personal gems, right? Twice warned. So it starts cold bolting. Okay. We've got a Soothsayer. I'm assuming all he's trying to do here is gem bait me, which is kind of fine. I don't think we really care about being gem baited too terribly much. We've still got some blood slaves. When all is said and done, we've got a divine channeling up by our Vanyarl, and seems like things go okay. We might not have quite enough blood slaves. If we look at that, we might not have quite enough blood slaves for the next battle. Actually popped a couple of those blood slaves. And then we use quite a few of our own. So we've got what? We've got 2, 4, 10, 12, 15. So we got 15 blood slaves. So not quite enough, I think, for the full enchilada, but enough for most of us. And then we have the battle in Saramatia itself. So let's watch this. Okay, so we've got our forces arrayed on the left side. We're going to watch the battle once all the way through, and then we will go back and watch it in detail, talk about some highlights. We've got our forces arrayed, all our Vanyarls, a bunch of Vanheers, a bunch of Hellherdings, a bunch of Heerdmen, a bunch of Long Dead, some different blocks of Jade Maidens. Arrayed against us, we have a small smattering of Long Dead. We have some Oirapatas. We've got, I think, 6 Inaris. We've got a White Mage. We've got a Witch King. We've got a Partholonian Sorceress. Right? We've got another White Mage. Got some looking tough stuff up against us. So, let's see how things go, shall we? We're watching 2 times speed. So, the undead head forward. Foul Vapors comes out. We get the clash in the center. A whole bunch of Thunder Strikes come out. Unfortunately, they're all targeting the front lines, which is meh, right? If they were targeting the back line, that'd be great. And now we just get massive amounts of purifying water, right? So purifying water just sweeping out. It's destroying the shit out of the enemy undead. Unfortunately, Foul Vapors is slowly but surely shrekking our Heerdmen, which is a bit of a problem. And as is normal in this type of battle, right, we're bogged down in the gates. We don't have enough of our Hellherdings up here. If we kind of like look in, we keep getting more and more Heerdmen or Long Dead or things like that stuck in. But we are slowly but surely filtering through. We can see, right, one of the White Mages is over here. Okay. The Inaris seem to be fine still. Still getting some horde of skeletons coming out from their masters. Looks like, yeah, this White Mage has come all the way up into the battle. I don't know what's going on there. Those Inaris seem fine. Most of our undead is gone, you can see, right? And now you can also see our Heerdmen have all died to Foul Vapors. Our communion, or at least a good portion of our mages, have run. But we're still throwing out purifying waters. The hordes of skeletons are slowing down. Still bogged at the gates, though. And the break happens. But as the break happens, you might also notice that the Inaris have popped, right? Most of the Inaris have, I think, died to... Like, it shouldn't have been Foul Vapors. We'll take a look. They should be all protected. But going to the point until everything is off. And Not very much left. Okay. So there's nothing left. My army is all fled. What is left? So all of the Inaris are dead. The Partholonian Sorceress, so the Witch King is fatigued out. The Partholonian Sorceress is at 71, so she's doing okay. We still have the White Mage over here that is still cranking out fucking imps, which started to be a nuisance there at the end. But he is also fatigued out. Did the other White Mage end up dying? Nope, it's right here. So here's the other White Mage that survived. And we've got a smattering of Oirapadas. Okay, so we lost that battle. Let's check the battle report. Alright, so we have failed to capture the fortress. Our Van Jarls killed a metric shit ton of undead, which is kind of to be expected. We lost the vast majority of our Herdmen. We actually only lost 13 Hellherdings, so that's good. We lost all of our Long Dead. They just kind of stuck it out and fought. We lost half of our Jade Maidens. So we round out with about 140 units that have survived this. Okay. And then we take a look at Sarmatia. So Sarmatia won, but it's kind of the definition of a Pyrrhic victory, right? They take the day, they defend their castle, but their Long Deads are all dead. Their Long Dead horsemen are all dead. Got about half of their Oirapadas left. Their Inaris are dead, so all their communion slaves are dead. Mound King's dead. They've got a Partholonian sorceress. They've got one warrior sorceress. They've got their 2 white mage gods, and then they've got a single witch king. Okay, so they make it out with about 30 units. We make it out with about 140 units. Retreat-wise, the vast majority of the stuff that we have retreats successfully. So that's good. That's a loss, obviously, so that's bad. We talked about this, right? If I lose or I get horribly bloodied, it's probably really bad news for me. So that's okay. We lost, and we got a little mauled there. But if we take a look at things, I mean, it's bad news, but it's not the end of the world. So let's see. Let's talk about some things that happen very specifically. So the first thing first is we get incredibly unlucky here, because one thing that is missing from this that you might have noticed between this battle and the previous battle when he gem baited me is that we do not have divine channeling go up. And so I was very curious. I was like, hold up, what happened? Why didn't our divine channeling go up? And I was like, at first I was like, maybe we just didn't have enough blood slaves for him to get in the communion. That would have been really unfortunate. And that's a possibility, but actually what happens is, so we have our Skogul, the Daughter of the Storm, and we have our Prophet, right? His HP is greatly reduced because he's in enemy dominion. And so there's like 2 astral fires that go off right here. Right? And one hits my Prophet for 16 damage. So even without the HP Malice, he would have died. Anyways, that is incredibly unlucky. We got our Prophet sniped immediately, and that matters. That really does matter, because had he been around to get divine channeling off, you got to keep in mind all of not only the communion masters that the Van Jarl communion masters that were boosted, right? They would have another level in priest. but also all of our Van Heers and our Hangadrots also would have been boosted, which means our Purifying Waters would have been even stronger. If our Purifying Waters are stronger, that means we mess up the flow of undead more rapidly, meaning we have a better chance of breaking in. As soon as we break in, the fight's more than done. So that was actually a really big deal. Other than that, most of what we did plan goes according to plan, right? We got a bunch of Sabbath slaves kick in. We got a bunch of Sabbath masters kick in. Cool. And we go through our scenarios. We don't have enough. This is somewhat of a problem, but because of the gem bait prior, we don't have enough slaves to do all of the reinvigorations that we did initially. And just because it is the way it is, most of our Thunder Strikes go off against undead in the beginning. And they do a decent job, but had those Thunder Strikes targeted some mages or something like that, it would have gone better for us. And afterwards, our communions rightfully make the switch to Purifying Waters. So most of what we wanted to do went according to plan. However, our Prophet getting sniped was a bad deal, really bad deal, right? And then as a secondary scenario, the other bad deal was that I brought the Herdman, and we knew this going in. I said this over and over and over again. I have this thing when playing this game where, like, I'm aware that something is an issue, but I still try to do it anyways, because a lot of these things I only, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm pretty sure is going to be a problem, but I haven't learned it from firsthand experience, right? It's that type of situation. So I said over and over and over again, right, we're basically bringing these Herdmen to just die by foul vapors. And that's absolutely true. And it's a big problem because these Herdmen have 13 HP, right? Versus a Long Dead, which has 5 HP. So we lose a whole lot of Long Dead, but losing the Herdmen means that we actually lose way more HP, which I think is what actually what actually triggers our inevitable HP route. This guy back here is just like going through the swarm casting. Pretty good. So cool. And that's pretty much it for us, right? That's what we do. We go super ham into Purifying Water, and it goes decent. We kill a shit ton of undead. However, eventually, our Herdmen are all gone. And that, along with all of the undead that we've lost, is most of our HP. So we were actually really close, though. Like, they were out of... They were basically out of slaves, communion slaves, and their Witch King was already fatigued out. Their Partholonian sorceress wasn't there yet, but she has very high death magic, and she's a spell singer, so she probably wouldn't be. But at that point, one Horde of Skeletons caster is not going to make the difference. So let's watch this from Sarmasha's standing now. So we'll start off back here. Can we identify who does the star? Horde of Skeletons, Poison Resistance, Sermon of Courage, Gift of Flight. Well, the Gift of Flight does nothing. Awakened Tattoos. Foul Vapors goes up immediately. Banishment, Personal Luck, Horde of Skeletons, Battle Fortune. I wonder if the Starfires was something automatic. Or maybe there are some... There's probably some soothsayers that I've been missing. Oh, there's a soothsayer on the wall. Is it this guy? Oh, we gotta watch at the start. We gotta see if it's that guy. The wall guy is the one that snipes my fucking prophet. If so, that is amazing. Need to give that guy a raise. Oh, can you not see? Does he not count as something? Because he's definitely a mage. He casts, but I can't see what he's casting. I bet it's him though. All right, anyways, let's keep looking at him. So we get foul vapors up. We get you know, all of the... Oh, are they not? Oh, he's not communioned. Okay, so that's one thing. That's probably... I wonder how many mages I actually killed with like fires from afar, that type of stuff. So that's I didn't realize that. I thought most of these Inaris were in a communion, but he didn't communion them up. He actually just spams Horde of Skeletons with them, which is cool. That's interesting. So I'm assuming they're basically just going to get to the point to where they HP route. They fatigue out. Like doing anything else anymore. I wonder about that. Although it's kind of like the same argument that I was having with myself, right? Like, is it better to communion up and have my guys spam from there, have like 7 guys spam from there, or is it better to let everyone just cast? Realistically, if I had not done the communion, because some of these guys are slaves and they're not doing anything. Had I not done a communion, and had I just done something like Thunderstrike, like summon Storm Power, Thunderstrike, and then left them to their own devices, knowing, because I should have known this, I did know this, if I'd done that knowing that he was going to Horde of Skeleton spam, then they would have been able to swap over to Purifying Water earlier, and Purifying Water doesn't cost any fatigue, so we probably would have been able to scramble them. Okay, that is how that goes. Let's just go ahead and watch this through, focusing on the end for him. I wonder if these Inaris actually die or if they rout. I bet they rout. They wake up, cast another Horde of Skeletons. Wake up, cast another Raise Dead. Okay, yeah, they're just routing. Quite a few, honestly, like a lot of his Oi Rapadas, the ones, yeah, they just routed in mass. A lot of the ones that he lost, I bet are actually just routes. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that was a fun fight. Bunch of little mistakes on my part, bunch of interesting lessons to learn. However, at the end of the day, here's the thing. At the end of the day, he ain't got much left, right? Those 6 Inaris are important. That was a lot of chaff that they were producing, right? He still has the 2 white mages, of course. He still has the Witch King. He still has the Partholonian Sorceress. He still has 16 Oi Rapadas. But he doesn't have much else. We still have, fortunately, the vast majority of our mages, and also, fortunately, the majority of our Hellherdings, right, which are our most powerful units. And also, fortunately, we've got other units nearby. So, what I said in previous episodes or in previous turns still stands, right? This being a loss, let's be honest, right? Abyssia, Tirnanog, and Kalem, they're the contenders. I'm not a contender anymore. I'm just probably playing spoiler at this point. So, yeah, that goes, right? But that being said, Saramatia's still probably out of here. Just got to put the nail in the coffin. Let's see how we're going to do that. We do lose some population in Ancient Woods. We have some misfortune in Rame, and we have some province resource increased in Dead Forest, which is kind of cool. And then we have a battle in Ancient Woods, because even though we've had a fucking preacher there for 15 turns, I think we needed a stronger H presence there, or we just needed to patrol it out. But anyways, they are going to. This is a cult. They're gonna get us. We can't summon enough spectral or phantasmal warriors to deal with them. Deed is done. Leave the field. Ancient Woods, Dead Zors. Unfortunate. Alright, we have started to destroy the fort in Pustinia. Cool. Alright, bunch of movement this turn. What are we doing? We're doing a lot of things. First and foremost, the vast majority of our forces in Sarmatia, they retreated successfully, and we're just heading back in. Now, the loss of our prophet does complicate things somewhat, so we have our Hengadrots acting as blessing individuals, right? They have Priest 2, so they're going to be able to bless a larger area. So we've got a couple of them on bless duty, should be fine, right? We've got our Hell Herdings up front at the ready, just in case. I would rather them face off. If he, so here's the problem, right? He doesn't have much, but it's possible. There's nothing on his cap right now. Which is a bad idea. Never, I always forget this. Never attack with everything when you're doing a siege. Always leave something behind, right? That way, if you get kicked off, if you lose, there's still something on the fort. I always forget to do that. I always forget to do that, right? Super dumb of me. Anyways, it's possible that he does a big PD dump, right? Because he knows he's not going to be able to recruit things. So my assumption is this turn he might do a big PD dump in an effort to bring out his forces, combine that with a PD dump, and defeat me in open battle. Which is a possibility. That could happen. Absolutely. So, what are we doing about that? Well, we've got our Hell Herdings out front. We've got a bunch of, Thunderstrike spam coming on. Basically, what we were going to do last time, right? But we're also bringing in King 6. So King 6 is bringing over a bunch of Long Dead to kind of be chaff in the middle of everything. And we are bringing in Hanga 5 and Hanga 6, which, ooh, Hanga 6 is an Air 3. Awesome. We're bringing in Hanga 5 and Hanga 6 with a bunch of Air Gems, and they're actually scripted to cast Lesser Air Elementals. These Lesser Air Elementals aren't gonna do shit. They're going to get killed. I know that. I am well aware of that. However, what they are... Like, they are not going to go... They're not going to stomp his army, right? However, they are going to disrupt his army. If they get in the back line, if they even just start bouncing around his white mages or doing something like that, that's going to fuck things up. That's going to be very important. If those were actual air elementals and not just lesser air elementals, they'd probably wreck his shit, truth be told. So, that's what's going on to Sarmatia. Here's the thing, though. He's got what, he's got his 2 white mages, he's got a Partholonian sorceress, he's got a warrior sorceress, and he's got the Witch King. Those are the 5 mages that he has. He could try to PD dump and come out at me, right? Intercept me. In which case, what's he going to do? He's going to Horde of Skeleton spam, he's going to use his Oi Rapadas, and he's going to Foul Vapors. Okay, well, all of the things that I have now don't care about Foul Vapors, right? My Blessing has 15 poison resistance on it, and I don't have any Herdmen here. So, big whoop, whatever. A Horde of Skeleton spams? Okay, well, he's only got a few of the individuals that can do that. We've got a whole lot of mages that can do Purifying Water. We should win out. Fingers crossed. He's got Oi Rapadas. He's got 16 Oi Rapadas. We've got 70 Hell Herdings. Okay. And he's got a potential PD dump. That could be a problem. We've got a 78 Long Dead to help chaff it up against PD. Because that legitimately could be a problem. And then we've got some lesser air elementals to try to muddy the mixture against him. Okay. Alternatively, if he doesn't do that, he could instead try to spend the turn inside and use this turn to ritual summon more chaff, more undead to hold the choke point, or what have you, right? Doesn't matter. I think still at the end of the day, we probably win. Here is an alternative, a third scenario, that I don't think is likely to happen, but it is possible. It is possible that Calum comes and bounces me off of Saramesh's capital. As a fuck you, right? Because I've attacked Calum, and now we've got to deal with that. Anyways, that's what's going on in Saramesh's capital. Pretty interesting. We are pulling Bernard the Brave, and I do need to check this. Bernard the Brave changes. We want to do box formation. We want to put middle, and we want to put him in stay behind troops, and we want to put them on hold and attack closest. Maybe enemy flyers. We're gonna see how that goes. And then shit, I need to do guys. Again, I wish I could put make the mercenary groups have bodyguards, but can't. So we're gonna put Tempestus over here, and we are going to have them hold and attack closest. Okay, so Tempestus and Bernard we are sending to attack different locations for Calum. And then we're raiding a bunch of different areas for Calum. And actually, again, I need to set different situations. So I need to do that and then attack. And I need to do this and then yes, and attack. And I need to do this and attack. Do you not have? Oh. Okay, and we're doing that because Calum has access to Cloud Trapeze and Air Elementals. So a good counter to raiding like this is to Cloud Trapeze an Air Elemental caster into the battle and cast the Air Elemental. Hope that the Air Elemental goes up as the Hell Herdings are going over, and the Air Elemental goes down, kills the commander. The Hell Herdings are left without leadership. Boom, they run off the field. Dangerous, right? Probably not going to work because I have shock resistance. But we're going to avoid the possibility anyways. We are attacking in Myrmidon. We're attacking in Sotera, and we're attacking in the Royal Forest. We're also sending out a Jarl with a little bit of a kit, and Air Shield, Misformed Blessing, Flight, Attack Rear, into Iron Peaks, and we're sending a similarly designed Jarl into Ancient Woods, do much the same thing. Other than that, most of what we're doing is pretty normal stuff. We are continuing to reanimate. We're also attacking with King 2 and King 7 onto Aldgold. These will both die. These are just chaff armies. They will fold to any half decent resistance, right? Like 2 priests and they're gonna collapse. But it's a focal point, right? And if he doesn't deal with it, they'll pop a fort, right? They've got 170 odd siege strength here. This fort is probably only a 250. So if he doesn't do something in 2 turns, I'll pop the fort, right? So we gotta see how that goes. That's mostly just a bait for him. We're also sending out Commander 1 with a bunch of Hierodmen to potentially reinforce Aldgold, because we can reinforce with casters from a much further range. Researching with Loki and Cold as Ice, because we're very close, 2 turns away, or one, not counting this turn, or counting this turn rather. We're 1 turn away, not counting this turn. From Blood 6. As soon as we hit Blood 6, we can start popping out Ice Devils. If we head up to our Blood 7, we can pop out Archdevils. I'll probably, after Blood 6, I will probably wait for a second. Because we need some Thaumaturgy, we need some more enchantment, probably need some more conjuration. I would think that, yeah, getting some more alteration is going to be useful for my Ice Devils, right? Getting them to be able to cast Quickness. Oh, no, they already have Quicken Self. Well, Liquid Body is still going to be super useful, right? So we're gonna, once we hit Blood 6, we're probably going to have to hold for a little bit on the Blood, but hopefully not very long. And hopefully we will be able to jump back into Blood Hunting really, really shortly. But I don't know. This game has kind of gotten hectic. So we can see Calum. We're gonna jump to a broader perspective here, because that's most of the exciting stuff that we've done. We can see Calum has just a matter of like 3 turns is just enveloped Femoria, and it's possible that they turn around and do the exact same thing to me. Very possible. Very, very possible. The only thing that I think is potentially stopping them is that I'm pretty far away from their power base compared to, like, Femoria is right on their doorstep, right? And Agartha was right on their doorstep. But that might not matter. They might just next turn, turn after that. So we'll see. We shall see. We've got a host of gear that we are using at the ready to hopefully counter that stuff. Actually, I need to forge an item with this. Okay. There's another big thing that we need to take a look at, though, and that is Abyssia. So, Calum became the monster, right? We've been focused on Saramesha for so much of this game, but Calum became the monster, took over Agartha after Marverni got pushed out, then just swarmed into Marverni, and Tirnanog and I and Femoria, we were like, oh shit, got to do something about that. And honestly, I'm still somewhat concerned about Tirnanog. I think Tirnanog, Calum, and Abyssia are, you know, top scenario right now. But in the confusion, in the hectic, you know, play between Calum and Tirnanog and everything, Abyssia has grown. Not grown crazily, but we got to keep in focus, what is the point of this game? 10 ascension points, 5 thrones. That's it. They've got 3. So, which 3 do they have? They have Robberhome, they have Dershid, and they have whatever is here in 48. Actually, head up that way. So those are the 3 that they have. They only need 2 more, and they are perilously close to being able to threaten for 136 and for 134. So much so, in fact, that I believe Tirnanog has declared war on them, right? Declared war on them while basically being enveloped in Calum. So we have a scenario where we have to watch out for Abyssia trying to claim 42, very specifically, and 134, and we need to see if we can pressure 87. However, we've got so much up in the air right now. Calum, at any given time, could just roll over all of us. He's basically rolling over Femoria. I know Tirnanog is putting up a fight, but has had some losses here or there, right? It's rough. It's very rough. So, Abyssia is playing a very timely game, coming in and potentially being able to sneak everything out. So that's kind of cool, but at the same time, we want to do whatever we can to win. So we are going to try to keep an eye on our part is going to be to make sure he doesn't take Defaros for free, make sure he doesn't take Yellow Caves for free, and go from there. Yellow Caves is somewhat easier because we have a fair number of individuals at Kohnberg, right? And I think with the Snowy Pass, we can't actually bring them. Yeah, so that's somewhat of an issue. But we can send a bunch of Vanheers to Yellow Caves if necessary. We do have a growing number of Yetis in Titan's Breath, so that's kind of fun. I'm actually going to recheck this. Okay, so we want to do that. We want to do protection from cold. Then we want to do moss body. And I think maybe we do something like this, where we actually put bodyguards there, in case some flyers end up coming on. And so yeah, so that's the state of the game. Okay, so this video has gone on way too long because I do that thing where I dissect battles for way longer than they need to be dissected. But this turn was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun reviewing it. I had a lot of fun setting up for the next thing. I think this is, I gotta keep in mind, this is a tournament game, and these people really want to win. Not that everyone doesn't want to win the games that they join, but some of these games, some games you get in, people are very lax about certain things. In some games you get in, people are super serial. This seems to be more of a we're in it to win it game, which makes sense. But I think we're at turn 42, and I don't think it's gonna slow down from here on out for the rest of the game. I don't know how much longer that's gonna be for us, but I think it's going to be very fast-paced for the rest of the game. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.